Kia ora and welcome to the Creative Matters podcast, where we have inspiring conversations with New Zealand artists. I'm your host, Mandy Yarkich. These conversations are intimate, uplifting and insightful. The guests on this show have absolutely enriched my life, and I'm sure their stories will have the same effect on you. Thank you so much for joining me to listen to these amazing people speak about what drives them, the way they work, and their personal takes on life. Hi, and welcome back to Creative Matters. Thank you very, very much for joining me. This week I'm speaking with Jessica Gurnsey. Jessica is an 18-year-old artist from Tāmaki Makaurau Auckland, currently based in Pōneke Wellington. In 2022, this year, Jess became the youngest ever recipient of the New Zealand Adam Portraiture Award with her self-portrait Lady Day. Her paintings have also been recognised through the National Youth Art Awards, where she was the overall winner in 2021 and the winner of her category in 2022. She also was a winner in her category in the Kumeu Arts Awards this year, and she has just been told that her painting Shady at Midnight has been chosen to be part of the Wellington Regional Arts Review. Jess and I have a lovely, lovely chat in my studio about how she has suddenly become a well-known painter at such a young age and how that feels, how she sees her art practice, what inspires her, and how she is capturing her life through her painting. Her story will be super inspiring and interesting for young art students and emerging artists, but also for more established and older artists. As a young woman, Jess has a great, fresh outlook on life and her career, and I have no doubt in 10 years' time we will be seeing even bigger things from this very special young artist. Morena, Jess.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you.
It's so nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, I've read so much about you in the last year, and it's a complete joy and honour to have you in the Muruai studio.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me here. Yeah, I feel blessed to be invited.
Thank you. So, Jess, you have become all of a sudden very well known around New Zealand and probably internationally because you have just won recently this year the Adam Portraiture Award, which is New Zealand's most prestigious and popular portraiture prize, and you're only 18.
Yeah, it's been a crazy start to the year and so on, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's just incredible. So for people who don't know, who are listening, the Adam Portraiture Award is a biennial competition and it's painted portraits of New Zealanders by New Zealanders. And it's sponsored by the Adam Foundation. I don't think they would have ever imagined that they would be awarding the prize to someone who's only 18, right at the beginning of their career. And it's quite interesting because the judges, or the work is actually judged anonymously, isn't it? So they wouldn't have known who you were and how old you were.
Yeah. I was actually talking to Linda Rose Tyler and she was discussing with Carl Morn, the other judge, that they thought it was a older artist painting their younger self in their childhood bedroom type thing. Yeah, which I thought was quite interesting.
That's really interesting. How amazing. Yeah. So congratulations on winning that prize.
Thank you so much.
There were 352 entries and 44 other finalists. And you created a self-portrait called Lady Day. Can you tell us about the painting?
Yeah, so the painting is based off a reference picture that my best friend took of me one night. It was before the lockdown, just kind of a night with friends, and we were just kind of messing around. And then I guess during the lockdown, I can't actually tell you why. I liked it and I painted it, and I was kind of just reminiscing through old pictures, and I just thought that would be a really cool painting. As I was painting it, I guess it kind of just reminded me of the times that I was having beforehand.
Yeah.
And it gave me something to wake up and do every day, to work on and to have a finished product at the end.
Yeah. Absolutely. And the judges said in their notes, in their judging notes, that they were impressed with how detailed and revealing this image is of the sitter, which is you, who reaches out to the viewer as she strikes a pose for the camera in her friend's bedroom. She has introduced a detailed view of the bedroom where you can make out photographs and album covers for Lou Reed, Oasis, Talking Heads, as well as colourful bedding and cherry red Doc Martens. This is an assured painting which is both compelling and rewards close study, which is amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's so lovely.
Isn't it lovely?
Yeah.
And it is such an interesting painting. It does really draw you in, which I find is the case with all of your work. And you've actually included, all of those elements around the person.
Yeah.
So tell us about that.
I think what people quite like about the painting is all the objects and detail around it really inform the viewer of kind of what the setting was like when the picture was taken.
Yeah, and what the people are like and what they're into, I guess.
Yeah. I have been saying that I personally never used to listen to those kind of songs, and I don't know, was quite a reserved, I guess, kid. And then I met these friends, and yeah, it just kind of reminds me who you surround yourself with and where you put yourself in life, and who you hang out with really influences who you are and how much fun you can have. And yeah,
I love that. And you're really telling quite a big story, having all those kind of clues and symbols around you. It's kind of symbolizing the time and the era that you painted it.
Yeah.
And also even things like what you're wearing. I mean, I love the big Doc Martens and the patterned pants, which I read you got from an op shop. Is that right?
Yeah, an op shop, a Salvation Army on Dominion Road. I bought them that day, and they were, I was showing them off. I love them. Still probably my favourite pants, and I have them.
That's so good. And it's, as you say, it's really sort of giving the viewer a little sneak peek into your world. Yeah, which is great. And even down to things like the bed linen. And was it at your friend's house?
Yeah, my friend's house, yeah. Her whole house is quite maximalist style, and a lot of our high school years were just kind of going over to hers after school. And as we worked on NCA folio boards for the year for art subjects, it was a great house for taking photo shoots and stuff. I did a Cluedo murder mystery board, and I used her house as kind of the setting for that as well.
Amazing.
So I'd go over after school and take pictures of her and our friends.
That's so good. And that kind of thing is, I mean, as once you're sort of 45 or something, you look back on those paintings, which really kind of capture your teenage years, don't they?
Yeah, for sure.
Which is really cool. I just would love to know, if I had a crystal ball, what you'd be painting when you're 45. Any idea?
Who knows? I guess what I'm surrounded with.
Yeah.
I always thought it would be quite cool if I end up having a family one day. I'll just be able to paint them.
Yeah.
And obviously my family have already, but
yeah.
Yeah.
If you ever had kids.
Kids, yeah.
Yeah.
Paint them and their friends, see what they're up to,
Exactly.
what they're listening to.
Yeah, and it's like a sort of perfect record of your life, isn't it?
Yeah.
And such a beautiful thing to hand down to generations.
Yeah.
To show sort of, it's really your life story, I guess, which is pretty cool.
Yeah. And it was quite bittersweet having to let go of that self-portrait as well. It's not mine anymore, but I'm so grateful for the opportunities it's given me, obviously.
Yeah, totally.
But that would have been something very cool to have in the family heirloom.
And so what actually happens to that? Does that become part of a collection?
Yeah, it's a part of the national collection. I don't know if I'll ever see it again, or I think it's touring the country right now, Auckland, quite soon.
Which is great exposure for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really awesome.
That's incredible. Oh, well, I'm sure it'll always have a special place in your heart, that painting. Yeah. And the painting it does have so much movement in it. I mean, I'll put the painting on your blog post so listeners can see what the painting was like.
Thank you.
But I love the way your just the perspective, I guess, is really interesting. Like your legs are quite giant, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because the photograph's been taken sort of from that position.
Yeah.
From low down, I guess.
Yeah.
And it's like you're reaching out to the viewer.
Yeah, it's funny because hands are one of the things I struggle to paint the most, and I always get the most frustrated with. Yet in all my paintings, they seem to be centre stage in the middle. Like, why do I do this to myself?
That's so funny. So good. And how do you feel? I mean, well, first of all, we can go all the way back. How did you actually decide to enter this award?
So the first national award that I entered was National Youth Art Awards, and that was my high school teacher. She was my design teacher in year 12, actually.
And that was Mount Albert Grammar?
At Mount Albert Grammar. She really pushed me to enter this National Youth Art Award, and obviously I hadn't entered one of these before. I was entering the school art show, which had given me some confidence, but yeah, this teacher, Miss Gauntlet, Sarah Gauntlet, really pushed me, and that ended up doing quite well, and I ended up winning my category and the overall prize, which was so awesome.
Congratulations.
Thank you. And then I guess from that first award, I think that really gave me confidence that I can actually have a chance at some of these things that are happening. And entered honestly just with the intention of just building some confidence and actually just putting myself out there. And the motion of actually entering is quite it's kind of a fun process as well, and like the excitement and the thrill. So I guess I entered with literally no expectations to even make the finals whatsoever, but so that was a shock in itself.
And how did that happen? How were you notified?
Just by email. Called my parents. I was like, guys, guess what?
Oh my gosh, that's amazing. How incredible.
Surreal.
And isn't that amazing that you've had that support and sort of that you're from Sarah, from your teacher at Mount Albert Grammar, and that sort of belief that she's had in you. And, because you kind of need that when you're younger, just having somebody behind you saying, do it. And that's incredible that she could see the talent in you and that she was supporting you and helping you to get there.
Yeah, I mean, throughout all my high school years, I guess, obviously, like, my mum is one of my biggest supports, and she was sort of pushing me as well and inspiring me, but definitely when someone that you're not related to and so closely tells you that, it's just another whole aspect. It's
another level really, isn't it? Because like mums are always really good at loving what you do anyway. So to have
mum's the best.
have the affirmation from somebody else, who especially knows what they're talking about, is really encouraging.
For sure.
And now you are, when I was researching your work, there's been so many articles written about you with your work. How does that feel as an 18-year-old?
It feels really weird. It's quite cool. I don't know. It all happened quite suddenly. Like, it's been maybe, I guess, all in quite a short space of time, where it's really strange.
I bet it is. It's incredible. And, do you feel a bit freaked out by the exposure?
I think I quite like it secretly. Like, it's quite, it's cool. People don't, it's all very online based. Like, no one really will talk to me on the street or like recognize me unless I'm going into galleries and kind of saying who I am. But I think it's kind of perfect. Like, I'm not famous, but I feel quite proud of what I've achieved and stuff.
You should do. It's an incredible achievement. And it's just such a fantastic way to kickstart your career.
Yeah,
isn't it? It's amazing.
I think I'm very fortunate.
Yeah.
In that sense,
and do you feel pressured now that you have to, keep painting and you have to keep sort of achieving at this kind of level, to reach a level that's already quite high and to win an award that is quite prestigious? right at the beginning? Do you feel like, oh my God, I'm going to have to actually do this well for the rest of my career, or are you not worrying about that?
For a moment, I was kind of worrying that was a little bit my peak. Like, have I already peaked? Like, I've already sort of had the dream goal, I guess. But I've realised there's always more to work on and to develop your skills. And something I've noticed though is if I'm painting, like I'm going to be painting something that I'm proud of and that is quite a big piece as well, like a statement piece. Like I don't really paint unless it's to build up my portfolio now. Yeah. And yeah, I'm a bit more hesitant to kind of not like doing favors to people, but realize that knowing my worth, you know what I mean?
Which is great. I mean, I think a lot of artists never sort of figure out exactly what their worth is. So, it's really great to do that when you're young and kind of stick with that.
Yeah. I mean, and also right now I'm just focusing on making work that I actually really like and I think is reflective of how old I am, because I'm almost kind of fortunate in a way that I can sort of paint to my ability at my age with this kind of fresh perspective. And as I get older, it's just going to continually change. So I might as well create as much work as I can with this perspective now.
Totally.
Yeah.
And that's a really good way of looking at it.
Thank you.
And the work is sort of young and fresh without feeling sort of immature.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thanks for saying that.
I have read that you are an artist to watch. That's what somebody said in one of the articles, which is amazing. And, how exciting is that? It's brilliant. Yeah. What do you think it is that makes your work appealing for people?
I think initially what's appealing is my attention to detail. Well, this is what I'm assuming. But then maybe what makes it in a way fascinating is my age and is the subject that I am painting, and how I've taken kind of a non-experimental style and then tried to keep it exciting and fresh and relevant and fun.
Yeah, it's definitely relevant. And the way that you put so much into your paintings is, like I said before, is very reflective of what you do, who you are, and the time, which is interesting. And it just seems a little bit, even though, people paint portraits, there's something about your work that feels quite unique and quite special, and already you seem to have a style that you can kind of connect all your paintings and you can see that they're your work.
Yeah. I've been I have quite a lot of fun, like seeing how things look on my Instagram feed and making sure they all look nice together. And I don't know. I think they all just happen to have kind of the same vibe to them. Yeah. I want to make a painting that you feel good looking at, maybe that'll change over time. But for now, when I look at art and when I am painting them, like I want it to be something happy, fun, colourful. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, it draws people in, I think, because it's it sort of has an attractiveness about it, but it also wants you to come in and look closer, like the judges said. There's a lot of detail in it that is interesting, and the way you capture expression is incredible. And then you're obviously, becoming like a photorealist painter, which is an incredible skill to have, especially with someone so young.
Yeah. I think I have maybe perfectionist tendencies, and art's one of the ways I can channel it. And it's strange, as I paint more and more, I just feel like I've started to notice so many more details in people. And okay, I've got kind of like not like a funny story, but when I was in high school doing my folio boards, so I'd take a picture of, say, like a friend, and they'd ask me to maybe like make their nose a bit smaller or like take out their chin, or and I used to just say like, Dude, we have to retake the picture. Like, I can't make stuff up about your face, or like I won't be able to recognize you once it's done painting, you know? Not that I'm intending to paint their insecurities or whatnot, but it's actually the little imperfections in people's skin and in their face and that make them and make them recognizable.
Yeah.
And make it look so real when I paint them. Yeah.
That's so great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, I think teenagers are so used to having filters on Instagram so they can make those little changes.
Yeah.
So, a bit of reality is not a bad thing.
Yeah, no, not at all. And I paint in acrylic, and I've noticed that I guess it dries quite quick, and it's like a little bit different to oil, which I actually haven't tried yet. But I think that also means that I'm constantly mixing new skin tones. So there'll be like probably hundreds of colours in a face. So that kind of adds to the like imperfection and the being able to truly see.
And your skin colour is incredible. How do you actually go about making skin colour?
I set out the same colours on my palette. I'm pretty basic, like just cool blue, warm blue. Like I don't actually know the names of them yet. And I don't actually know. It's like when I look at the skin tone, I can just kind of see exactly what colours I should add to make it. I don't know when that skill got programmed into my brain, but I just one day understood how to do it. Yeah, I guess also through like years throughout high school, like experimenting with colours and stuff.
That's brilliant. And let's just go back to your, when you first started painting. I mean, obviously you said your mum was a big inspiration, and you were telling me earlier that she was an artist.
Yeah.
So tell us about how you kind of got into that frame of mind.
So when Mum was younger, before she had kids, she was doing landscape paintings and sort of quite opposite to the things that I'm into at the moment. So I would try to do her style and completely fail. I guess like landscapes don't really interest me at the moment. She stopped when she had us and never really was painting around the house or anything, but I could always tell that she was quite supportive of my art. And she actually went to the Kumeu Arts Awards the other week and was talking with a bunch of the artists there, and I think she feels quite inspired to get back into that when she has some spare time.
Yeah, I hope she does.
Yeah, I'll be very supportive of that.
Yeah, I bet. It will sort of be like roles reversed. You can be the mentor and the supporter again.
Yeah, for sure.
And I met your mum at the Kumeu Arts Awards night, and she accepted your prize. So that's just leaping on a bit. You also won one of the youth prizes for the Kumeu Arts Awards 2022.
Yeah.
So that was
awesome.
Amazing as well. You're having a massive year.
Yeah, very grateful for that. Yeah.
And your mum is lovely. So so she encouraged you, and then how did your art kind of develop through high school to end up, with a focus on portraiture?
So in high school, I think there's quite encouragement to experiment and not necessarily paint so uptight like I do.
What do you mean uptight?
I mean, not uptight like, like perfectionist, like not wanting to do anything other than what I see in a reference picture. The first painting I did that my mum was like, wait, my daughter can kind of paint, was this little tui bird that's in our lounge at the moment. And then from then I just was doing the NCA boards. I did a really fun like circus themed board one year, that was when I first started to incorporate portraits. Before then I'd focused on like birds and still life, and the folio boards were good to experiment and see what I was into.
And when you started making portraits, did you think, oh, this feels good, like this is what I'm really interested in? Yeah,
I think so. Like I say about, it was when I just first started to recognize them, like the creases by your friend's eyes, or like the blush in their cheeks when they smile. Like the fact that I can depict that is quite special, I think, and the way their hair fell, when people would look at my folio board and say, oh, like that's Willa, oh, that's Ollie, that's Sophia, like I'd be like, yeah, it is. That's how I know that I've done an okay job.
Yeah, you've achieved what you were hoping to achieve.
Yeah.
How amazing is that? And when was that sort of transition of you kind of making portraits and making other art and then suddenly painting in a way that people could recognise who it was?
That probably just started when I actually took time and care into noticing the specific things that make people look the way they do. Yeah. Before, I can't even remember who told me this. I wish I could remember, but was that when you're painting, don't think, oh, like I'm painting an eye. Just look at all the colours and the shapes and what makes up the eye, because I think people will say, oh, I'm going to paint a face, and then just kind of go off on what they think a face looks like. If you actually look at your reference picture and really like knuckle down on what you can see, when I go to paint something, all I'm focused on is the colours, and my reference picture, I'm zoomed all the way in, as opposed to, and then when I zoom out or when I take a step back, that's when I look at the bigger picture and see the painting. Yeah. Yeah.
And so you do use reference photographs, which aren't necessarily taken for you to then make a painting, are they? They're kind of just part of your collection of photographs that you take of you and your friends.
Yeah.
And then how do you select which photographs you want to use?
Even just one of my paintings right now I've got, which is Circus, of my twin brother. I just finished work and he was on a break taking out the rubbish, and I took him some leftover like chicken tenders from my work shift, and I just took a picture of him, and then I think it was 6 months later I came across the picture and I was like, I really like this picture and that's my brother and I want to paint him. Yeah. I think I just see them and I just know what would look good on them. Yeah.
How amazing.
Yeah, there's been a few times where I've specifically done a photo shoot, like some recent ones of my really good friend Sophia. We went out and did a photo shoot. Yeah, I do quite like it when I've taken the picture as well and then painted it, which I'm trying to, there's kind of more to it than you think. Like I'm having to learn photography as well to kind of get these good reference pictures to paint.
Totally.
So yeah, it's more than just the actual picture painting. Yeah.
So do you think it was more sort of accidental finding photographs, and as you go on through your painting practice, it's become a little bit more intentional? Yeah.
Now that I know what I like painting, what I want to paint, I think I'm a bit more. I can plan out photo shoots and things to paint. Yeah.
And do you like to take photos just of things, sort of candid shots of things happening around you?
Yeah. My recent painting, Real Time, of Peter Roger, he was just sitting outside his antique store. I was on the way back from an interview for like the Stuff Ensemble magazine, and I took it just on my iPhone. I just asked him, hey, can I grab a picture of you? Like, told him who I was, and that was just on my phone.
How amazing.
Just walking by. I'd never met him before.
And you told him that you were hoping to paint his photograph?
Yeah, grabbed his contact details and
That's so good.
Yeah, it's one of my favourite paintings so far now, actually.
Really? Yeah, I love that one. I'll put that on the blog post as well. Absolutely. And the great thing about painting or being an artist is that you do notice things around the world, around your world a lot more, I think, once you start sort of working on things. And as you were saying, noticing little things about people and their faces and that sort of thing.
Yeah. And even just when I'm out and about, I'm constantly looking for inspiration and just, appreciating the little things. Even just now, I'm sitting in the studio looking at a wood wall and I'm thinking about, if that was on a canvas, like what colours would I use to mix it, and I'll be sitting on like a bus and I'll look at the bus seat and I'll see a specific colour, and I don't know, like just you just think differently. I don't
Yeah,
know.
you
Yeah.
do. And even the way you capture light and shadow and that kind of thing. I mean, that's probably another thing that you notice, the way the light works with things around you.
Yeah. I think it's just overall made me a lot more observant.
Yeah, which is good. It's a good thing for an artist. And do you actually call yourself an artist?
Um, I have it on my Instagram bio as an artist. I reckon I'm more of an emerging artist, but yeah, surely I'm an artist. Right?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Of course you are. You're totally an artist. But it's funny, isn't it, that a lot of people have trouble using that term to define themselves and what they do.
Well, I don't know what else I'd call myself if I wasn't an artist.
No, exactly.
Painter.
No, artist is good.
Yeah.
You're definitely an artist and you always will be. So that brings me on to your study that you've been doing. So you got into Elam School of Fine Arts, which is in Tāmaki Makaurau, Auckland, and that was for this year. Tell me what happened there.
Yep. So I started off the year at Elam. I did that for the first semester. So most of my courses sort of involved the inductions and trying out all the different processes and quite experimental stuff. I think I was doing that conjoint with business. So I was going to do a business and fine arts conjoint. And then I've actually since then for second semester stopped doing fine arts and have moved to Victoria University of Wellington to do just commerce there.
So you've made a big change and you've decided Elam's not for you. Why was that?
So I found that Elam was obviously the facilities there are so amazing and they're really encouraging you to broaden your practice and experiment and sort of just be a lot more experimental, which is, I think, amazing for lots of young artists who don't really know what they want to do or are just trying to refine their skill and their practice more. But I feel like when I was there, I was in a place where I just wanted to be painting what I was painting. And I think I just won a couple awards and I was feeling a bit more confident about what I was doing.
And you'd already, even though you were only 18, you'd already really developed a style and a sort of practice that you wanted to pursue. You'd kind of figured that out.
Yeah. Just for me, I just kind of wanted to be painting what I was doing. Yeah. What I was also aiming for from the degree was to get some sort of not credit, but to say I'm an artist, I've been to art school, I know what I'm doing. Whereas I feel like my achievements that I've been really fortunate and grateful to receive have kind of given me that in a sense. I mean, I'll go into an art gallery even just in the weekend. I sometimes will just pop in and I'll kind of be talking how can I kind of exhibit? How do you guys work? And it's not that I'm not paid attention to, but until I say, I won Adam Portraiture Award.
Well, it gives you some kudos, I guess, doesn't it?
Yeah,
especially from someone so young, where people maybe take you more seriously.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah, and it is, and that's great. And I guess a lot of people going to Elam, especially straight out of school, maybe haven't developed a practice and they, have talent and ability and passion still, but that experimental part of the process and the more sort of conceptual idea building that Elam do, maybe I can see, suit some people and maybe not others.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And I've been saying with my family that I think eventually I will go back to art school. Yeah, I think, I can't do hyper-realistic paintings forever. And, I think the facilities there are pretty amazing and, what they do encourage you to do is cool.
Yeah, and it would be amazing to go back there once you've sort of had a number of years working, to it could be something different that you
Yeah.
discover.
Yeah, just with a fresh perspective. Yeah, I am grateful that I went there and I tried it out. And you know what? It wasn't for me, but I did it, and I won't regret that I never tried it. And yeah.
Yeah, and it's definitely something you can come back to. You're not closing the door.
Yeah, for sure.
Which is great. And I think it's admirable that you actually thought, this isn't the right time for me to be here. This is where I'm at with my practice. This is what I feel like I need. And, having the guts to make the change, because it's hard, especially when you've got all these people watching you and waiting for you to head to fine art school and do all those things.
Yeah. And when the Adam Awards stuff happened, I was still studying at Elam, but I knew that I was dropping out. So I was kind of awkwardly like, yeah, I'm at fine art school, ...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then, of course, studying commerce is going to be incredible for you as an artist.
Yeah. Something that I think am learning to understand is how connected they are and how they kind of work together, like the art world and business as well. Yeah, it's quite fascinating actually.
Yeah, I mean, it is a good thing to have as an artist to understand how to run a business, because often an art practice becomes a business, because if you're wanting to sell work, then you've got to do all those businessy things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to make a career out of art and still enjoy it, but I don't know.
Make a living.
Yeah, there's always this kind of persona about being a struggling artist, and struggling financially. But I think if you can overcome that, then yeah, it's a lot stress-free.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. It helps for sure.
Yeah.
And so you obviously at high school, had sort of talent in business and in art, and you've chosen at the moment to focus on commerce. Are you thinking, I want to be a full-time artist and devote my entire life and career to painting? Or are you thinking maybe you'll go down another route with commerce and then have your art practice on the side?
So right now I'm kind of just seeing where both take me. I'm not putting too much pressure on myself to decide. So for example, this year I'm going into second year commerce and finishing off some first year papers, but simultaneously I've just been invited to exhibit in Art in the Park for 2023, and I'm having my own exhibition, and I think I'm seeing where my art takes me, but if it doesn't, then I'm not, it's not the end of the world, Yeah, I'm really just not putting pressure on myself.
And just so smart.
Seeing what happens. Yeah. Only painting what I want to paint as well is important to me. So, yeah.
Good on you.
Yeah.
You're amazing. You've got it sorted.
Thank you.
That's
not
so
really.
Good. No, you're really doing well. Oh. And to be invited to exhibit is a great thing, and I'm sure that's only going to grow, that side of things.
Oh yeah, Art in the Park, it was such an honour. When I received that email, I was absolutely buzzing.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think it's just, you're going to gain more and more momentum with that kind of thing as you go.
Well, I hope so.
I think so, for sure. That's brilliant. And yeah, I think it's a good idea to just think, oh well, see what happens, instead of, as you say, putting that pressure on yourself. I mean, you're going to be really busy studying commerce, and that's like a full-time degree. And then you're getting all these opportunities like Art in the Park to make more work to show, and I'm sure that's only going to grow. There'll be other opportunities. So how can you see yourself sort of juggling the pressures of studying a commerce degree and making art, showing art, and kind of turning up for that kind of thing?
I think just prioritizing things. I mean, I love to go out with my friends and whatnot, but if I've got something due, I need to just stay home and paint. And I mean, my friends will tell you, I am just always painting. I can barely even sit down and watch a movie now. I just have to be simultaneously painting while I do something.
Really?
Yeah, and sitting at home, I'm I might as well be painting and just paint, you know? Yeah, so, and then obviously with the degree, it's quite nice because if I was painting all day, I think you need to break it up. Like I'll just get tired of it, and I guess a bit lonely as well. So it's quite nice to have something to get out and do. And
totally.
Yeah.
It's a really good release for you, but it's still kind of productive.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
You're amazing. I mean, how you do that? You're obviously, very determined and diligent.
Yeah, I think when I've started a painting, I just can't wait to finish it. Like, there's no feeling like finishing a painting that you've just been working on and staring at for like however many hours. And normally those moments when I finish them are at like 4 a.m. on a random like Wednesday night, just alone in my room, like listening to, when music on Spotify just keeps shuffling and then you kind of don't really realize what you're listening to. Yeah. I'll realize I'm listening to some really random song.
You just lose yourself in the painting.
Yeah.
And that's when you can listen to podcasts. We were just talking earlier how a lot of people Jess's age don't necessarily listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
Because
maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No, I don't think I know my kids don't. They're like, nah, I'm not going to listen to that, Mum. So it seems to be it seems to appeal to slightly older people, podcasts, for some reason.
Yeah, I think I've noticed, like, just with things like I've just deleted TikTok, but attention spans are getting a bit like smaller. Videos are shorter and there's a lot more.
Instant gratification.
Instant gratification. Yeah, that's the word. Yeah,
totally. But I mean, we were just talking earlier about how you can put a podcast on when you're driving somewhere where you're not actually kind of having to sit down and just listen and process. You can just have it going on as you are doing other things.
Yeah, it's good. And your podcast is sort of just like a friendly chat. So it's like you're just talking with your friends. Yeah,
it sounds almost like we're in the room with you.
Yeah.
So give that a go next time you're painting. Let me know if it helps.
I will do.
So just thinking about your process, Jess, of how you actually create the painting. You've told us that you use a photograph as your initial inspiration. So do you do any drawing, or do you draw onto the canvas, or how do you kind of layer the painting and set it up?
So I think this is quite a controversial topic about using like tracing methods and stuff to get outlines for paintings. I personally, with large scale portraits, I need to have them exactly the scale that they are. I've done paintings before where I haven't traced it, and I think like I have the ability to make it look good, and it has worked for me before, but it just took 10 times the amount of time. You know what I mean? So if you're thinking about painting in a way of the actual process, then you could say that tracing is maybe not the most like authentic way to create a portrait. But because my work is like, I'm a painter, and that's the end product is what I'm trying to create, I personally will trace on my outlines. And
I don't think that is taking away from what you're doing.
Yeah, well, it saves me so much time, and I have been drawing all my life. Like I draw for fun and whatnot, and I think it's not that I don't have the ability to draw. It's really not worth it when my painting is what's kind of like my painting, like it's my skill.
That's it, and the use of colour and how you make the colours. Then do you use a overhead projector at all, or it's just one of the tools that you use, like many artists do. Lots of people are kind of taken back when I like tell them that, but I'm like, how else would I don't know. When you're trying to depict an exact copy of a photograph.
Just with my style right now, that's what's been working for me.
And that's just the outline. It's really just thinking about the perspective.
I mean, the outline takes me about maybe like an hour to put on, and then I'm sitting and I'm painting for another 67 like hours and hours and hours. Like, people don't really realize that, unless it's an actual drawing, like where you can see the graphite and whatnot, then Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not, yeah.
No,
I
totally.
don't know. Controversial topic.
No, I don't think it is controversial. I don't think
okay.
I don't think that's a thing. I think that's just part of your process.
Yeah.
And think of it as another tool. It's not a thing to be keeping to yourself, or, it's something that a lot of artists use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess so.
It's part of your process.
Tool.
It's a tool.
Yeah.
Exactly. And so once you've got the outline on your canvas, I presume you paint on canvas.
Yes, yeah.
What happens then?
The outline's on. I'll usually have put maybe a gesso layer down. I always put a gesso layer down. If I'm doing, say for like a face, like I'll do the base layer of the skin or the background. It really, really depends. And I am not the most, I'm like 18. I'm kind of just experimenting. So sometimes with my paintings, like the paint you see will be like the first layer I've done, and then right next to it, it'll be like the 7th layer I've gone over of that colour. I really just build up the different colours, and I was saying that I paint in acrylic, which dries a lot quicker than oil. So I actually have the ability to just keep adding layers and changing the colours, and skin tones especially though, like I find them quite time consuming and tricky, challenging, but a good challenge. So sometimes the skin you see, like that will be about the 7th time I've worked on it, to make it look like that. Yeah,
I can imagine.
And blending. Yeah.
That's so, incredibly time consuming, I imagine. And they're all mostly big, aren't they?
Yeah, I'm really enjoying like the large scale work. Throughout high school and stuff for NCA, I was doing smaller work, but I quite like working at a larger scale. Yeah.
What do you like about it?
Well, the bad thing is it's more time consuming. It takes a lot more paint. And my dad lives down this really long, curvy path with stairs and like bushes around. So I have to and I was saying just before, I only just got my driver's license. So I was having to Uber the canvases home or take them on buses and whatnot. But I think it's worth it. The large scale, there's something when you walk in and you see it in person, I just think it's a lot more wow.
Yeah, it definitely is.
With my self-portrait that went in the Adam Portraiture Award, the hand was life-size. So obviously the perspective means that everything else was a little bit smaller, but my hand was actually the size of my hand, which I thought was quite cool.
That is cool. And then, as you say, you have trouble painting hands, so that must have been a challenge.
Yeah. I think I'm getting the hang of it.
Yeah.
But it's so strange. You wouldn't even think hands of all things, but there's quite a lot of colours and veins and knuckles and bumps.
Yeah. And the proportion of the fingers. I mean, it is something that you really notice if that's not quite right when it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
You're just the hands are weird.
Yeah. It's the one thing. It's if something's off, you can really tell when a hand doesn't look like a hand.
Yeah. More so than anything, it seems, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't think anyone talks about that enough. That's some theory we've cracked there about people's hands. Yeah.
We'll have to give it a name of some sort of art condition.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good. And your titles, can you tell us about some of your titles for your work and where they come from?
So I was kind of going through a bit of a phase of titling my paintings after songs, and when I was in Auckland over lockdown, my dad lives in Wellington, so I'd kind of send him progress pictures of my paintings, and he actually ended up titling Lady Day for me. And yeah, I don't know, just kind of thinking about what the portrait is and suiting it to that, I guess. Yeah, I don't know.
Are you taking actual elements out of the painting, like the Lou Reed album that you took the title off for Lady Day? Is that a common thing that you do?
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It's sort of strange, I'll have maybe 5 options for a name for a painting, and you just kind of know which one suits it. It just takes a bit of a brainstorm. yeah, I don't really want to name it something completely unrelated to the painting.
No.
So try something that's not blatantly obvious, but if you kind of look closer into the painting, you can
You
tell.
can understand it, yeah. Not too obtuse.
Yeah.
What's the one with you, the four of you and three friends, and you've got crazy sunglasses?
Oh, yeah. So that's Shady at Midnight, which has just been accepted into the Wellington Regional Arts Review.
Congratulations again.
Thank you. Very, very privileged to be in that. So that one's actually 4 different pictures I've like kind of edited into one. So I just found a bunch of pictures of me and my friends with sunglasses on, and then a different picture outside Midnight Espresso in Wellington. Yeah. The picture of Midnight Espresso was taken the day of the Adam Portraiture Award announcements. I was with my friend Willa, which is kind of just a fun little fact that not many people know.
Yeah.
And yeah, Shady at Midnight, I guess, sunglasses at Midnight Espresso. Thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. Some of it's just me trying to be all like cool.
Cool and arty.
Yeah.
It's so good though. And I love that painting because it's just so, I mean, like you said, all your paintings just have that sense of fun about them and do make you smile. I mean, there's something really real about them and engaging.
Oh, thank you.
And I really like that one. It's really fun. It's just like girls on the town being a bit crazy.
Yeah.
It's so good. And where do you actually paint? I mean, do you say that you sometimes just watch TV or you're listening to something while you're painting? So do you just kind of paint wherever you can? You don't have an actual studio?
Yeah, so I've always sort of just painted like in my room. I didn't feel the need to separate the spaces or anything on the floor. You know, Mum used to always get so mad at the paint on the carpet. That was one thing we have a bit of conflict of. But yeah, when I moved to Wellington, Dad dedicated a whole room in the house for me to put up the easel and whatnot. I do end up just taking the painting to my room to paint at night because, I don't know, I feel like I paint best at night, like late hours, and I don't really want to be in a room that's like kind of cold and like not my room. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That's your little private space.
Yeah, yeah.
And do you find in the morning you look at your colours and think, oh, that's not quite right?
Because they dried a bit different. I swear they looked different last night, yeah.
And sometimes painting when it's darker. Have you got a good daylight light lamp or?
I was struggling when I first moved down to find a good, like warm lighting. Then you turn the warm light off and all your colours, like the people look like they've just died because it's really like blue and cold. Yeah, I just try to use as white of a light as I can.
Yeah.
Something I'm painting with artificial light on the canvases, and then something that I really love is then taking them into like daylight or with the sun on them, and they actually look a lot better.
Even better.
Yeah, which
Brilliant.
is quite cool.
Yeah, that's quite cool, isn't it? And what other creative things do you like to do?
Actually, in high school, I was pottery club leader for year 13. It's like my one other thing that I like to do. So I really do enjoy pottery. I haven't done that since, but I was like thinking eventually I'd like to get back into that. I found that quite fun and like therapeutic to do. What other creative things I do? Love cooking. All my meals have to be, I try and make them look really nice, I've noticed. Maybe that's an arty thing. I don't know.
Composition and colour.
Yeah.
And form.
Yeah.
Same kind of stuff, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching, I think it's called My Chef's Table or something to do with Chef's Table. And it's just really a documentary about amazing successful chefs from around the world who are really just talking about their practice. But it was amazing to see how chefs are actually just like artists.
Yeah. It's quite fascinating. Like, you know, you've got the plate, which is your canvas, and then your audience. And
the process.
Yeah.
Yeah, and how do they develop the process, and they're so experimental and they explore so many different ideas and different makers. And It's a lot of parallels, which I'd never really thought about.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
It's a great show too. I think it was on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Just talking about the commercial side of what you do, Jess, at the moment, you do have a website, jessicagurnsey.com, and we were talking earlier about whether websites are the way to go. And you've got quite a sort of proactive Instagram page.
Yeah. I find that I'm a lot more familiar with sort of the Instagram platform. I can just post on my story and on the feed. It's a lot easier. Yeah,
it feels more natural. Doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And I think we were saying how it's a lot easier just to reply to people's stories and like react to things and like things to show support, you know. So yeah, it's good in that way. Yeah.
And are you actually wanting to sell works at the moment, or are you wanting commissions, or are you just kind of building up your own collection?
Yeah, I've had a few people approach me, but for now, and just with working on uni as well, I'm trying to really focus on building up a portfolio of things that I want to paint and that I've intended to work on for my exhibitions and whatnot.
I can imagine. I mean, it would be quite distracting almost. I mean, you're still kind of just getting into the flow of creating your own body of work.
Yeah. And just commissions is a whole nother process and sort of
That's right.
thing, yeah.
And having somebody else's photograph would be really hard. I mean, at the moment you paint only your photographs, don't you?
Yeah. However, I guess like with my self-portrait, it was my friend that took the photo, and also with Can I Say Something? Yeah, so that was Wilhelmina Heringer. Yeah, she took those pictures.
Which is quite nice too, to have your best friend involved in your practice in that way.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome. Yeah.
That's really cool. And you've got a show coming up in March. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I've just organised, it hasn't actually been posted anywhere on my social media platforms just yet, but I've got my first exhibition at Thistle Hall Gallery. It's the top of Cuba Street in Wellington. So that's the 28th of March till the 2nd of April, which I am really excited for. It'll be a completely new experience. And that's just going to be a collection of all my portraits to date, award-winning ones too. So if anyone's in Wellington, then should totally pop along. I'll be there the whole week to have a chat. And
amazing. Yeah. That's going to be great. And so those works will be for sale, the originals, and can people get prints?
Yeah, so I'll have a few originals for sale there, and then we'll have prints there, or prints on request as well. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Which is really cool.
And that'd be such a lovely experience for you, actually. You know, it's your first solo show, I presume.
Yeah. So I've just organised it through a community venue, just applied, and
Brilliant. Well done. And then also to be there and talking to people about your work will be amazing.
Yeah. It'll be really cool. I hope I get lots of visitors.
Yeah, I'm sure you will. Well, if I'm down that way, I'm going to pop in for sure. So let's just talk about the last questions that I ask most of my guests. What would you say, now you're already quite young at 18, but what would you say to your younger artistic self?
So to my young artistic self, I think I would just say to keep doing what I'm doing. It's going pretty all right, you know, like don't put too much pressure on yourself to do what other people want you to do, and just paint what you enjoy, or make art like that you enjoy.
Great advice, which you have followed so far. And what challenges do you face as a young emerging artist?
I guess with my situation, I'm in a bit of have nothing really to lose. Like, I am just seeing where it takes me. So in a way, I don't face too many challenges compared to many other New Zealand artists, I guess. But I guess it's just like personal challenges that can interfere with art, and finding time to stay motivated to make art and to keep doing what I'm doing. That's where the challenge is, I guess.
And why do you think you make the kind of paintings that you make?
So I work like really closely with my pieces, and I think I make the art that I make because I find it quite fascinating to sit back and just, like have all these meticulous little details that have contributed to create depictions of people that I know. I guess it's just quite cool to have like a tangible result of the hours that I put into a piece of work.
Well, I've just said to you, Jess, that you have made my day. Talking to you has been like a ray of sunshine coming into my studio on a rainy day.
Oh, feelings mutual.
Thank you.
So happy to be here.
Yeah, and it's just so great to be able to kind of talk to you at this time in your career. And we were saying earlier that, in 10 years' time you can come back, do another episode with me on the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And it'll be really interesting to see where you get to in 10 years.
Yeah, and see what I'm painting. And,
it'll be fascinating to know. And then also to be able to listen back to this podcast and think, oh, that's when I was 18. So innocent.
Yeah.
No, but you really impressed me. But you're not, you seem to have a really wise head on you, and it feels like you've been here for longer than your 18 years,
Oh, thank you.
You've got a great attitude,
so
and you've done so well in the last year or two. It's just you're on fire, and I wish you all the best.
Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, no, this has been lovely. Yeah, thank you.